Do you know the saying, what goes around comes around? Well, Todd and Julie Chrisley of Chrisley Knows Best must be pretty familiar with it by now. You'll never believe what they did. They stole hella money. Keep watching to hear more about how the Chrisley family has been convicted of financial crimes and the messy aftermath. In case you missed it, the pair have finally gotten sloppy enough in their finances to get themselves caught by the feds. I guess you could say that they picked a whole bouquet of whoopsie daisies. But more on that later. For those of you who have never seen the show, Chrisley Knows Best follows the Chrisley family in Georgia, headed by Todd and Julie and their 5 children, flaunting their millions of dollars and lavish lifestyle. Wow, must be nice. The family has been outspoken about religion. The Chrisleys are devout Christians, like many families in the Georgia area. In fact, during their legal troubles, the couple reportedly spent a lot of time praying. However, prayer was not enough to keep them out of trouble. Well, I guess even Jesus couldn't save them. And what did he say about stealing? I believe it was, "Thou shalt not steal." The family show was nothing more than a heavily scripted docuseries about the ins and outs of their wealthy lifestyle and religious values. The pair have 5 children, Savannah, Grayson, Kyle, Lindsay, and Chase, who had inspired a spin-off series called Growing Up Chrisley. If you haven't heard about the family or the reality shows in a while, it's probably because Todd and Julie have been convicted of both bank and tax fraud and have been sentenced to a combined 19 years in prison, 12 for Todd and 7 for Julie. Keep watching to hear about how this unfolded and the future of these 2 washed-up stars. U.S. attorneys Ryan Buchanan said the following about the Chrisleys. Over the course of a decade, the defendants defrauded banks out of tens of millions of dollars while evading payment on their federal income taxes. Their lengthy sentences reflect the magnitude of their criminal scheme and should serve as a warning to others tempted to exploit our nation's community banking system for unlawful personal gain. Ouch, do you think that these people are being made an example of? Some of the fans think they are. It has been alleged that Todd and Julie defrauded banks in Atlanta to gain an unlawful combined $36 million in personal loans, all of which were meant to uphold their lavish lifestyle, with the couple holding no plans to pay the loans back or file their income taxes. In fact, the couple hadn't filed or paid taxes or reported any income from 2013 to 2016. How were they able to get away with this? Well, they didn't. But how were they able to get away with this for the past 10 years? Todd's accountant, Peter Tarantino, had apparently co-conspired with the family to defraud the IRS. While this is not really anything new, especially for American celebrities, the situation has captured the country, mostly due to their very bad luck when it came to sentencing. Tarantino filed false corporate tax returns under the guise of a smoke and mirrors loan-out company. Tarantino has been convicted of various violations of U.S. tax law. Come on, man. At least try to be sneaky. Some fans have been bothered by the harsh sentencing, while of course stealing money and defrauding tax laws are, well, unlawful. This crime was non-violent. Fans have compared Todd's sentence with fellow washed-up reality star Josh Duggar, who was also sentenced to 12 years. Our take on this is that Josh Duggar certainly should have gotten much more time for his dangerous and violent crimes, rather than simply saying that Todd should have been given less time. What do you think?
As a father of 3, my wife and I are blessed to have our children, but I'll tell you, I don't want them growing up in America.
The Chrisleys reported to their respective sentences in 2 separate federal prisons in Florida on January 17th. Whether you think the pair deserves to be punished to the fullest extent of the law for attempting to steal so much money, or you think that the justice system should be reformed in a way that appropriately punishes people based on their actual crimes, there is one aspect of this situation that no one can argue with. The children are the real victims here. The older children, Savannah and Chase, are tasked now with taking custody of their younger siblings and running the family's empire by way of their podcast.
He told me if I go to jail not to call him.
Yeah. He said, don't waste your one and only call on me, because I won't answer.
The children, whether we as a society like it or not, are still convinced of their parents' innocence. Can we blame them? If we were in their shoes, we would probably also feel this way. The kids have been very vocal about how their faith is helping them get through this tragedy. Well, kids, whatever helps. You may be wondering if there will be any footage of the trial for future reality TV. Unfortunately, for the nosiest of us, there will not be any sort of coverage. Missed opportunity? Perhaps. But is this ultimately the right choice? Probably. So you may now be wondering how these powerful, wealthy people have managed to fail at every turn in their desire for leniency. Some fans are saying that had they pled guilty, they may have gotten a lesser sentence. What do you think? Some others are still alleging that the Chrisleys are being used as an example.
You know that I love you.
Yeah.
And I would want nothing more than that.
Todd and Julie did apparently request bail, which was denied. Fans have been vocal about this denial as well, saying that this case is being handled too harshly. They also requested an appeal and had an extension on their surrender date, which was denied. Their children remain taking on the brunt of the fallout here and are left to pick up the pieces, run the family's podcast, handle the PR nightmare that has erupted, and take care of the younger kids. The doesn't stop there. Todd has been strangely quiet about the whole situation. Julie has been quite vocal before her surrender date about being very upset about having to be separated from Todd, having to leave her kids, and being worried about her future. But Todd has said almost nothing. Why? Turns out Todd is not just a criminal and a selfish, money-hungry man, he's also homophobic. Rumors of his potential attraction to another man had started flying regarding a former business partner. Todd chose to address this situation on his podcast before surrendering to prison, saying, "What insulted me the most is that, out of all these 54 years, for me to finally be accused of being with a man, it would be someone who looked like Mark Braddock." This was in response to Braddock himself testifying of their affair during the Chrisley's trial. Someone should probably tell Todd that being both homophobic and an is not a good look. Todd, it's okay to be gay, or bisexual, or attracted to one man one time. It's okay, man. Well, that's about all we can stomach about these two. What do you think? Should the Chrisleys have been shown a bit more leniency? Do you think they should have gotten longer sentences? Be sure to tell us what you thought down below. And please, do not forget to like our video and subscribe. See you all in the next one.
Think that the show is going to go on